Hey Absol-lites. So, last week, or something about last week anyway, I made a video deciding what the best starter for Loomian Legacy was, pretty much being a direct copy of the best starter series from Arizo, so it's only fair that we now follow that up by copying Mystic Umbreon's best team series. First of all, let me explain what a best team is. I think I can sum this up best by just quoting Mystic directly. A best team is a team of 6 Pokemon designed for the best possible performance for its said Pokemon game. The team revolves around a best starter, and is then made into a team revolving around it. And each team member is designed to do well against certain gym leaders, Elite Four members, champion, rival, and evil team leaders. In the end, we have a team that does well against all the most important battles in the game. Okay, so that's just about the gist of it, but we can change a few things up. First of all, this would be a team of 7 Loomians, but since we only have maybe a quarter of the Loomipedia to work with, since the game is not yet done, and because of that, we're going to do a team of 3 instead, since that makes more sense for this point in the game. Also, we obviously don't have access to the Elite Four champion yet, so they won't be in it. One last thing, Mystic doesn't use egg moves when making movesets, but I will include rally moves, thanks to how bad level up and MM movesets are. Not using rally moves would be like not using TRs in Sword and Shield. One more thing, for the Loomians you'll rally with, I'll just mention the most easily available one. Plus, in this video, I'm being joined by Mbit, one of my Loomian friends. Mbit, wanna take the stage?
Bit?
Oh, ha! Sorry, bud. I built a translation matrix that should translate Loomian into English, but I forgot to turn it on. That should do it. Now, do you want to take the stage?
Thanks, Absol. So if you didn't see the best starter video, go watch it to figure out why, but Absol deduced that Trumbull was the best starter, so that's who this team will revolve around. Trumbull and I are friends, but I don't really feel like singing his praises for a few paragraphs, so why don't you take the wheel back, Absol?
Got it. Thanks, Mbit. So, let's just dive right into Dripple's moveset. Well, first of all, Submerge, you get when it evolves into Reptide. Then you might want to rally it with a Gum Pod once you get the rally range to get Hydro Slash, but you might not. Submerge is more powerful, it just takes 2 turns. Up to you.
Oh, hey, Absol, I just realized that not everyone will know how to rally their pre-existing Loomians to get new moves. Want me to explain?
Sure, sounds good, Mbit.
Okay, so, in Loomian Legacy, you can get rally moves in a way like how in Gen 7 and 8 of Pokemon you can get egg moves. If the rally assistant has an empty move slot, and the rally leader knows a move that can be rallied onto the assistant will learn the move. You can delete the moves at the Battle Coliseum for free. Anyway, back to you, Absol.
Thanks, Mbit. Anyway, back to Dribble's moveset. Hydro Slash or Submerge, up to you. The next move you should use is Gamma Pulse, a move it gets by rallying with Gekko. Unfortunately, you can't get it until after the first set of rival battles in Naya, thanks to how late you get the rally range, but just use a typeless move from its time as a Dripple until then. Next, you might want to use either Sleet Shot, which you get by level, or Rejuvenate, which you get the MM for at level 18 of Mastery. I say probably Rejuvenate since the only Loomian in the whole game that a major boss uses that would be weak to Sleet Shot is covered by Submerge, Lucas's Baroche. Ideally, you would use Thunder Chomp, but since literally the only Loomian in the game that gets it by level up are Weavolt, Stozap, and Ikazune, you probably won't use it unless you want to trade or spend Robux on Weavolt, or spend hours hunting Ikazune once it starts roaming. So I opted not to include it. The last move I think you should use is Mega Chomp, which you can get by rallying with Claptyke. I don't know why, just good coverage. You see why we needed to include rally moves now? With this moveset, Drupal does well against Naya's Geckos, even if it is a little risky, Akia's entire team, Faust's Concredon, Lucy's team aside from Wimpor, Lucas's entire team, before you get Megachomp Kabunga is a bit scary, and Jake's entire team. Honestly, if it weren't for how late you got the rally range, you could pretty much solo the whole game with this guy. Why, thank...
Nope. Dribble, I just had to listen to Absol sing your praises for Helix knows how long. I am not letting you in. Absol so rarely lets us into his videos. This is my time to shine. You are not stealing this from me.
Jeez, okay then, Mbit. I'll be going now if you feel that strongly.
Good. Get out. Okay, Absol, you're done singing Dribble's praises. I'll take over for the next Loomian. The next slot on our team is Alaguana or Gekko. You get Thunder Fruit at level 34 in Trainer Mastery, so at this point in the game it might still be a Gekko if you don't feel like grinding for Mastery. you can get Gekko on Route 3 and Route 4. The moveset I recommend going with for Gekko is Shine, later being replaced by Gamma Pulse, Static Shock, later being replaced by Thunder Crash, and ideally Thunder Strike by Rally, but it runs into the same problem that Thunder Chomp did on Dripple. Not many Loomians learn it by level up, and the ones that do are either Revolt, a starter, and Ample, which you can't get till Route 8. Because of that, you'll probably want to stick with Thunder Crash unless you can trade for or purchase Revolt to rally it. The next move I recommend is Earthquake, which gets by rallying with Rock Roller. Last is Tase, nothing much to it. This moveset is, in total, Gamma Pulse and Thunder Crash for stab, Earthquake for a nice bit of strong coverage, and Tase to cripple opponent's speed and let you always outspeed and hopefully OHKO. This moveset makes it do well against Nia's Kleptyke, though a bit risky, Faust's whole team, and Lucy's whole team. Not as good as Reptide, but with how strong Reptide is, it doesn't really need to be. You're done. Why, thank Get out!
Fine, I'll leave. Though honestly, I feel like you shouldn't be so mad. I'm the best, obviously, but we all know you're Absol's favorite.
Like I said, get out!
Listen, break it up, you two. Let's get this back on track. The last Loomian to add to the team is Mewtwo. Or Trumbull, it doesn't really matter. They have equally monotype move pools, equal stats with Trumbull being weighted more physical and Mewtwo more special, though I think Trumbull might be a bit better move-wise because it gets the signature move Battle Horn, raising melee attack and defense similarly to the Pokemon move Bulk Up, as well as clearing all status ailments the first time you use it. Though if you don't really do setup, you can either just use Mewtwo or just rally it with a Kleptyke to get Mega Chomp. Either one works, it's up to you, movesets don't really matter beyond that. So, that's that. Here's the best team for this point in Loomian Legacy, Fails of Shadow. I hope you have some fun using it. Ambit, you wanna take over for the outro?
Sure, Absol. So, make sure to check out Absol's Let's Play stuff, as well as the video where he, annoyingly, decided that Dripple was the best. Check out the video about that. Also, this is one of 3 videos all coming out on the same day, so this has been fun. Watch the stuff Absol says in the credits, and peace out!
Wow, this video was actually a ton of fun to make. While the research could only be so interesting, the script writing to mix in tons of roleplay was fun. I mean, working with Ambit to come up with everything was fun, and then Trumbull barging in was a bit annoying, but not as annoying as Ambit made it seem. Also, I've started streaming on Twitch. Check it out. I'm doing a live stream here on YouTube as soon as my third premiere of the video today ends, but then tomorrow I'll be doing a stream in my Let's Play of Immortals Phoenix Rising, so I'd love it if you check those out. My Twitch is pretty much the place where I'll stream anything other than Radical Red, since I started that here on YouTube and would rather keep doing it on here. So, on Twitch I'll do some non-Pokemon Loomian Legacy stuff, or I'll just keep doing those, as long as it's not Radical Red. Anyway, I have a really special video planned for the third video of today, so make sure you watch that. Anyway, this has been fun, but Absol and the Loomians are signing off. Peace out!